So welcome to the Chakra series, where we are going to harmonize our body, mind, and spirit. And the spirit is that sparkle in your eye. It is the luster of your skin and your hair. It is your being, how you feel within yourself. It is that warmth that you radiate. It's sort of your disposition, if you will, and the emotions that we feel. We feel our emotions and we express the emotions. So we have feelings and emotions, and that is our spirit as well. And we become imbalanced when we are stuck in one emotion, like it's a predominant thing that happens over and over, like anger or sadness. And you may have been hearing that the root of most chronic problems is at the core an imbalance in our emotions and our spirit, because the emotions affect our hormones. They are one and the same, the feelings, thoughts, and emotions. There's just such like a little circle, right? You think something and then your adrenaline and cortisol levels change and different hormones react. So that's how it affects our circulation and our breathing and our temperature regulation and our warmth. So we are here today to balance, keep ourselves healthy, and to kick out one of those emotions that are stuck. Get it moving, so to speak. We are going to use the energy of basil essential oil or basil leaves. So I would like you to think about the aroma of basil essential oil if you don't have that exact essential oil. You can always use a carrier oil like a coconut oil or an almond oil, but we are going to talk about that energy of that basil essential oil. We're going to use sound vibration using a tuning fork, because we feel that vibration, so there is touch, and we hear the vibration, so there is sound. And with the basil, we smell it, but there is also the taste. So you can see how we are incorporating all of our senses in this practice today. If you don't have a tuning fork, you can use your voice. You can hum or chant like the sound of Om. And so go ahead, if you're watching this today or watching the recording and you don't yet have a tuning fork, you can still do this practice and sound Om. And it's just where you carry that exhale and that sound long, and you feel that vibration within your rib cage, within your chest cavity. So you can do that. You can use your fingers. You can use a retracted ballpoint pen to just touch the areas. And when we touch lightly and just with a little circle, or just light enough pressure to feel it, but not to cause pain. So there's lots of alternatives today. So let's start first by using our tuning fork, or you're going to sound, Om. And your sound can be breathless, it can be quiet, you can be as loud as you want to be. This is your practice. I like a weighted tuning fork, and you can use an Om tuning fork or a 128 Hertz tuning fork. And when you strike the tuning fork, strike it on the little part here, this fatty part of your palm, hitting this part with the circle, just a little flick of the wrist, and then place that open part over your ear, about shoulder width away is probably far enough away and not too close to be uncomfortable. And when it quiets down, you'll strike it again, and then we'll do the left ear, we'll strike it 3 times, and then the right ear. So you won't be able to hear this weighted tuning fork, my tuning fork anyway, and that's okay, because I want you to be present with your own sound, hearing your tuning fork or your own voice. So when we begin, we will listen, and then we will balance our three major energy centers and also ground by pressing the tuning fork or your hand on the bottom of your feet. So make sure that you are comfortable, you have water, and let's begin by striking the tuning fork and listening, and just be present. You can close your eyes. Strike it again when it dies just about down. Relax. Listen to the sound. One more on this ear. And when you're ready, switch to the opposite ear. And when you're ready, place the end of your tuning fork on kidney 1, which is located at the bottom of your foot, right where the dimple forms when you point your toes. This is grounding and helps you feel present, right in the moment. Or just use touch acupressure. When you're ready, switch feet. And it may seem that your vibration lasted longer when you were listening versus placing it on the body, because maybe it's dampening the sound a little bit, which happens, especially when we are more congested. And just feel the sound. And play around with it. Does it feel better with the lightest touch, where you're just very gently placing the tuning fork right on the spot and letting that vibration penetrate? Do you prefer a little pressure? Does it feel sore on your foot? Let's do it one more time. How far does that vibration travel? Is it to the ankle, to the calf, to the knee? Taking your tuning fork, the sacral chakra, which is your lower dantian, your lower energy center. It is just an inch or two below the belly button in the center. And hopefully that helps you feel more open and receptive to treatment, to healing. And what is healing? Healing is change. It's moving forward. It's a journey. And don't be afraid of healing. Taking your basil essential oil or your carrier oil, or even if you have fresh basil leaves, you can always bruise them a little bit to impart the aroma, to let the oils out. Put a drop or two of the basil essential oil in your hand. You're welcome to dilute it if you need to, but let's just get it nice and in our palms and place them on our kidneys and adrenals, and just breathe. Just in light of, it's a very light pressure. And you know that you've made a shift. If you yawn, breathe deeper. If you sigh, or you suddenly feel your shoulders drop, or a smile happens. If you need another drop, I'm just putting a drop between my two index fingers, and I'm going to place it just on the edge of my belly button. This is a kidney channel point, and I'm thinking about the energy of basil can change our mood from feeling inundated, like overwhelmed, too much going on, to more settled and relieved, like, oh, that burden is over. And what is overwhelm? We have taken on too much. We have too many things, and we haven't made a decision. Overwhelm is really about not sticking with one thing and just deciding. We are overwhelmed. Either we've said yes to too many things from other people, or we're putting that burden onto ourselves. So drink in this basil and let the basil, the energy of basil, slow down that adrenaline from our sympathetic nervous system that's on overdrive, and bring about a balance between those hormones, cortisol, adrenaline. Let's make a lotus. The fingers, the edge of your fingers touch, your pinkies touch, and then your thumbs touch, and you're keeping the hands open, and just place it on your chest. The fingers are like a flower. This is a lotus flower, and you have that basil, a wonderful aroma coming from your lotus flower. Drink it in, inhale it in, and when you exhale on the next exhale, let's make the sound of ha, so that we can use that energy to fill our hearts with laughter and love. And ha is the sound of the heart. So let's breathe in. Ha. Harmonizing our body, mind, and spirit, harmonizing the heart and the kidneys. That brings a balance between the emotions of love and fear. All emotions are derivatives of those main emotions, love and fear. Love is the highest frequency for healing. And we need a balance between the two. And these two chakras help us feel confident. Our kidneys, our adrenals, they give us courage and willpower, confidence, and our heart. Have your hand over your heart, your right hand a little more towards the left. And we're going to make circles first, and then we will make some figure eights. So beginning here, we are going to make circles around our chest going counterclockwise. So counterclockwise means up the left, over and down the right. So that's counterclockwise. So it is your left, up, your left, over, down the right, and over. And you can use your hand, and you will feel your own energy because you have warmth and you have electricity, and just see what you can feel. And you can slow it down as you need to. Maybe we're going too fast. And just see what you feel. Do you feel a connection between your palm and your chest and your skin? Keep that going in your mind. Or do you need to continue to use the movement of your hand or the tuning fork? Keep that going. Keep that in a lower note, 285 hertz for the lower chakras, lower sounds. Can you add a golden ball of light now circling along with your hand or your tuning fork? The 528 hertz is the same numbers, 285, 528. Part of the plan of the solfeggio tuning forks. There's a pattern. This is associated with the higher heart chakras for healing. 174. This is the soul, the earth star, keeping you grounded, very deeply rooted. And I love the sound. It's rich.